Well, friends, I went spinning with some new friends in Newbern at the Wayward Fiber Arts Studio. And of course, before you can go spin, you have to prepare some fiber to spin. So that's what I'm doing here, just combing on my hand carders. This is the walnut, and I have so many different shades of it. I'm trying to combine 3 shades per row lag. And so I generally flip the fiber over 3 times before I take it off the carders and I'm done. And that's what I'm doing here. Trying to get all the tangles out, trying to get most of the fibers going the same direction. But this is pretty lofty stuff. This is not merino or anything that's really going to be very straight. And so, okay, so here I'm taking it off of the carders and then I just roll it up. And I've got a little bag that I'm collecting them in, and I'll be taking that with me. There is my Kromski Fantasia. Thankfully, she does have a handle on the back, and I can carry her. It's a little tough on my hand to carry her just with the handle. Often I'll put a hand underneath the bottom. And I just go put her in the front seat of the car and seat belt her in, and then we're good to go. I don't like to take her out of the house, but it's kind of necessary. And there's my little bag that I'm taking with me. Now, the ladies there are so nice. It's a fairly new studio, just a few years old. The lady that is doing it is a wonderful spinner and knitter. And you will see there's some yarn that's prepared. Here's some bulky bohemian yarn. That looks very fun. Little bundles. I've slowed down the video so we can really see everything. There's some more pre-spun yarn. Oh, and she makes the most beautiful items in the store. Wait till you see the sweaters. Here's some more yarn. She doesn't sell brand names. She sells some that either she spins or some other ladies she knows spins. There's one of the wheels one of the ladies was using that day. Isn't that pretty? Here is another shawl. Boy, she knits stuff, and her sister knits stuff that I could never, ever attempt. Those are little project bags already prepared. Now here is some beautiful roving, ready to spin. Look at those blues and purples. She has a wonderful selection, big selection of both yarn and fiber. And this is just one display of roving. And I don't usually buy these. I usually buy some old little rolags of hers. Oh, and she started doing some rugs, I think. Now, these are little mug rugs, but this is a bigger rug here. Very reasonably priced, I felt, and beautifully done. I'm not sure what loom she's using for that. Now, here are some of the sweaters they have made and vests. Aren't they gorgeous? You'll see another one later that's, I think, maybe the prettiest. I like that one. Love the one with the trees on it. Just very pretty. There's some more yarn. And then, yes, lots of yarn. And then over there is some felted, flat felted material you can buy. Beautiful browns. Now this is what I often get, which is these big packages of already processed and dyed wool ready to spin. I like those too. I've gotten some of this thing in the past. They're just wrapped up in brown paper. I think I've shown you that. I'm very tempted by that. And I feel like her prices are very reasonable. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? That's a hat and a cowl. Oh, lots more yarn. That's another corner of yarn. Now here's the long table that the knitters will gather to knit at. Now, of course, if you're spinning, you can't sit there. So the spinners sit out in kind of the room with the couch and the comfy chairs. This is Pam spinning on her wheel. This is her sister spinning. I wanted to get her cute socks. Look at those. Aren't those cute? Now here's the sweater that she knitted. She didn't spin the yarn, but she did knit this. Isn't that beautiful? And then this is some weaving that their mother is doing. Here she is, making scarves. This is kind of the office area. Also beautiful, beautiful artwork. gorgeous furniture. The furniture is cozy. She has a little coffee station. Now, this whole room in the back is her dyeing studio. Those are all acid dyes. She's got a drum carter. I think she actually has 2 drum carters. And there's a skirting table and another, and a big old range for dyeing in pots, and big old sinks for cleaning fiber, just everything you could need. Now, she started also doing some kind of panel felting with wool. She teaches these courses too. Oh, isn't that pretty? That bunting. I love that. Here's the seating area. I didn't want to get all the ladies, but that lady was willing to be on film. That's a good bit of spinning I've done. These are 3 very different fibers. This was processed by somebody else. I only dyed it. And so it's clean. It was already roving. Doesn't have a lot of neps or anything in it. Don't have to do much to it. The fibers are relatively straight. This is a Dorset cross. It's still got a little bit of VM in it, although that's probably, like that little piece there, is probably from my walnuts and not from the original processing. And this, I think, is Cheviot, a fairly short staple length, maybe 2.5 inches, 3 inches, maybe. And the big difference I notice about this is you can still feel some of the grease in there. It feels good on your hands, but it is washed, but not as thoroughly as it might have been. And so this feels perfect. It doesn't feel dry, but it doesn't feel greasy at all or damp at all, if you know what I mean. Now, the fiber in the middle is lovely, and This is some of that long staple length, 7-inch staple length that I got years ago, and I was trying to get more walnut pigment into it because it's so light. And so I probably left it into wash too long, into dye too long in the hot water. I may have washed it too much too, and it feels very dry and brittle. And I have a lot of it that looks kind of like this. It's compacted, it's not exactly felted, but I do have to pull it apart. And I mean, it doesn't feel bad. Some of it does feel very dry. It is still very lovely, though. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It has a sparkle to it. I call these the golden locks. So dry, oily, perfect. I'm hoping that as I put them together and process them together, that some of the oil from this will transfer over to this and it'll all be just right.